together we glow. Get your boosters, don't hesitate. Daddy wants speed, it's never too late. To the rescue, we'll make it right. Dance through the cosmos into the light. With every beat, we'll elevate. United in joy, let's celebrate. Feel the rhythm, let it ignite. Warp speed juice will shine so bright. Granny smile, she's feeling free. With every jab, it's harmony. Together we stand, in love we trust. Boosters in hand, it's a must. Get your boosters, don't hesitate. Daddy wants speed, it's never too late. To the rescue, we'll make it right. Dance through the cosmos into the light. Get your boosters, don't ever like any changes or a different theme. Warp speed juice, the magic flow. Warp speed juice, the magic go. Get your boosters, don't hesitate. Daddy warp speed, it's never too late. To the rescue, we'll make it right. Dance through the cosmos into the light. Feel free to let me know if you like any changes or a different theme.
This song is called Chevy, Crackin', Codes and Hooies.
Walking muscle-bound shrine to the concept of self-love, taken way too far. But hey, at least he's consistent. If only he could get a date as easily as he gets a bad haircut. A magnificent saga of survival and ridiculousness. Picture it, a hero with no brain, but a heart of pure foam. This valiant figure bravely flung himself into the clutches of danger, with all the wisdom of a potato. He rode shotgun in the name of science, taking one for the team while the rest of us were too busy Googling, do airbags really work? Crash Test Dummy faced every impact like a champ, absorbing the blows while the rest of society just sat there munching popcorn and wondering when the next car crash reality show was starting. His contribution to safety was monumental, proving that you can survive anything as long as you have absolutely no idea what's going on. Every time someone buckles up, they owe a silent nod to our rubbery hero, because without him, we'd all be driving around like we're starring in our own personal demolition derby. And in a world where life is just one big crash test, the Crash Test Dummy reminds us that sometimes being a little clueless can save your ass. So here's to you, Crash Test Dummy. You're the unsung hero of the automotive world. Who knew that ignorance could be so shockingly effective?
This song is called Chevy, Southern Homecoming.
Dusty boots on the gravel road, whispers of the past and the stories told. Memories linger like the summer heat, in Alabama's arms I'll find my feet. Speak your mind, let the truth unfold. In the southern breeze where the hearts are bold. The night is young and the stars align. With every heartbeat, I'm feeling fine. Can you feel it? The rhythm of home is so real, it's electric.
The tragic saga of Chris Cordova, a crybaby so legendary that even his tears have their own fan club. Picture this. Chris, the kind of guy who'd get kicked out of a water park for bringing his own pool. His emotional range is so extreme that it's like watching a soap opera, if soap operas were written by toddlers with a penchant for dramatics. So, one day, Chris trips over an invisible line of confidence, face plants into the ground, and suddenly, it's a full-blown tragedy. Cue the waterworks. Why me? He wails as if the universe personally conspired to ruin his afternoon. Meanwhile, squirrels are making bets on how many tissues it'll take to dry this dude's eyes. His friends, being the supportive crew they are, try to cheer him up. Hey man, it's just a scraped knee, not a broken heart. But Chris, bless his sensitive soul, interprets this as a personal attack on his life choices. He dives deeper into his sob story. No one understands me. Sure, Chris, no one understands the plight of the guy who cries over spilled milk that he was too busy whining to even attempt to drink. At the end of the day, Chris learns a valuable lesson. Tears may water the soul, but they sure as hell won't help you pick yourself up off the ground. So remember, folks, if you're going to cry, at least do it with some style. Bring a spotlight, maybe a theme song, because if you're going to be a crybaby, you might as well go full Broadway. Once upon a time in a city where corruption flowed like cheap beer at a frat party, there was a cop named Officer Dick Stain. This guy didn't just bend the law. He twisted it into a pretzel and served it with a side of greasy fries. Dick Stain was the king of bribery, extortion, and the occasional moonlighting gig as a bounty hunter. Except instead of hunting down criminals, he'd just collect their unpaid parking tickets. Every month, he'd host a self-defense seminar at the local strip club where he'd demonstrate how to handle a weapon while also handling a few, assets. His motto, why fight crime when you can just join it and make a shit ton of cash? He was so dirty that when he passed by a car wash, they'd charge him extra for the contamination. Finally, his reign of filth came to an end when a rookie cop, fresh out of the academy and high on idealism, decided to take down the empire of stench. One day, during a sting operation, he caught Dick in the act of accepting a bribe while simultaneously writing a ticket for someone who was too poor to pay. The rookie, in his naivete, shouted, "You're under arrest." To which Dick replied, "Kid, I've been under something for years. You're just too wet behind the ears to see it." In the end, Officer Dick Stain was arrested, but not before leaving behind a legacy of hilarity and horror. The streets weren't exactly cleaned up, but at least they now knew the difference between a cop and a crook, because in this story, they were just two sides of the same dirty coin.
This song is called Brandon Mitchell, Tears of Hunger.
Oh, the bread's gone stale, and I'm feeling low. I'll paint the picture of what I want to show. A feast in my mind, but it's just out of reach. The flavors of life, they're a lesson to teach. I'll take it.
The ozone layer, Mother Nature's very own sunblock. It's like that one friend who refuses to let you go outside without slathering on SPF 100 because it knows what kind of burns you're going to get. The ozone layer sits in the stratosphere and protects us from all that nasty ultraviolet radiation. Without it, we'd all be looking like crispy bacon, frying under the sun's relentless rays. But here's the kicker. We humans almost managed to screw it up with CFCs and other chemicals that were basically the bad boys of the atmospheric world. It was like we were trying to poke a hole in a life raft while sailing on the Titanic. Thankfully, thanks to global efforts to phase out those ozone-thinning bastards, we've seen some recovery. So, remember to thank the ozone layer next time you're out in the sunshine because, honestly, it's the only thing between you and a very bad sunburn. Or worse, turning into a charred marshmallow.
A heart so heavy, it's driving me insane. Dreaming of mayo, tomatoes so right. But all that I have is this empty hype.
The SpaceX rocket explosion. Another day in the life of modern space exploration. You know, it's like Elon Musk's version of a fireworks show. Only instead of oohs and dahs, we get a collective what the actual hell? Listen, these things happen. Rockets are basically giant metal tubes filled with explosive potential. It's like strapping a toddler with a sparkler to a firework. Adventurous, but you know you're just one freak out away from chaos. But hey, all in the name of science, right? Let's just hope they don't start experimenting with new flavors of rocket explosions. I'm not ready for SpaceX, the musical yet.
This song is called Chevy, Chuck's Baked Chevy Boogie.
Y'all gather around, let me tell you about a man. Chuck Bronson's in town, got a master plan. With his baked Chevy rolling down the bayou, night cracking codes and hoomies, everything feels right. In the swamp there, where the crickets sing, Chuck's got his cooler and he's ready for a
Chuck Norris jokes. Because who doesn't want to laugh at a guy who's basically a walking, talking legend? Here you go. 1. Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down. 2. When the boogeyman goes to sleep, he checks his closet for Chuck Norris. 3. Chuck Norris can divide by 0. 4. Chuck Norris counted to infinity twice. 5. The only thing that can kill Chuck Norris is Chuck Norris, but he hasn't gotten around to that yet. There you go. If you ever need a good laugh or just want to remind yourself that the absurdity of life can be hilarious, just think of Chuck. Beauty is a subjective game of smoke and mirrors, my friend. One person's goddess is another's meh. But if we're talking the Hollywood League, You might get the usual suspects, Scarlett Johansson, Margot Robbie, or some other starlet with more perfect angles than a geometry textbook. But let's be real, the real beauty is in the chaos of life, not just in a pair of flawless cheekbones. Chuck Norris jokes. The only form of humor that can deliver a roundhouse kick to your funny bone. While I can't whip up 100 of M in one go, let's just say Chuck Norris doesn't need a punchline. He is the punchline. Here's a classic for you. When the boogeyman goes to sleep, he checks his closet for Chuck Norris. If you want more, you might consider looking them up. It's like a treasure hunt for absurdity. But remember, every time you make a Chuck Norris joke, a kitten somewhere just lost its ability to be cuddly. Proceed with caution.
Everything feels right. Oh, Chuck Bronson, riding with a flare. In his bait Chevy, he ain't got a care. Cracking codes and laughing with glee. Cajun nights, where he's meant to be. Feel free to adjust any parts to better fit your vision. Enjoy the music.
The twisted world of serial killers, where the logic is as cracked as a cheap mirror. Here are the top 5 infamous ones that get mentioned more than a bad pickup line at a bar. 1. Ted Bundy, the charming sociopath who made good looks a real killer. He was like the poster boy for the looks good in jail campaign. 2. John Wayne Gacy, the guy threw the best parties. As a clown, who knew party entertainment would take on a whole new meaning. 3. Jeffrey Dahmer, the guy had a taste for the unusual, and I'm not talking about gourmet food. Talk about a dude who took "you are what you eat" to the grave. 4. Aileen Wuornos, a real-life monster in a world of predators, showing that not all ladies are after a long-term relationship. Some just want to take you out, permanently. 5. Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer, who racked up a body count that would make even the most seasoned horror movie director question their creativity. So there you have it. A lovely bunch of individuals who prove that not all monsters hide under the bed. Some just wear a smile.